Alright, what's up Freedom Nation? It's John here from freedomboundbusiness.com. Today I'm going to talk about the Kindle Publishing startup. Okay, so it's a question that I know comes up every year. I was in the exact same position that you're in right now. If you're kind of on the fence of, hey, should I get into Kindle Publishing in the year of 2017? Maybe this video will shed some light for you and it'll also make your decision easier. Okay, maybe this business isn't for you. Could be. Hopefully this video will find out. So what I'm gonna do, and by the way, it's another one of those gym, on the way home from the gym type of videos where I'm like, this could probably be really helpful. I know some people have really inquired about this, so I'm gonna do my best to answer it here. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the startup of a book, just a single book. The process, and I'm going to write it on the board, and then we're going to talk about reviews here in just a few minutes. So let's see here. Alright, so we're going to skip the time that it takes to research a niche and keywords and blah blah blah. Okay, so you need a blueprint for that or some type of course to help you out with that. That's not what this video is about. So the first course, or not the first course, the first thing is going to be your book. So how much does a book cost, right? Just one. We're going to look at one for now, and then we might multiply this here in a bit. So one book of 12,000 words. Okay, I don't want to write words, so I'm going to write K to represent 1,000. 12K words, I mean, I don't want to write the zeros. So this is going to roughly equal out to $180. That figure is going to depend on where you hire your ghostwriters from. Okay, so this could virtually be zero if you write your own books, but of course you're trading your time for money. That's not what we're about here on this channel. Although I have done it in the past. You know, if you have to do it yourself, that's fine. But eventually get to having other people write your book, because that's the only way you're going to scale. Just being super honest right now. All right, so Kindle cover. Okay, your Kindle cover. How much is that going to cost you? $5 from Fiverr.com. It might cost you a little bit more. We're going to stick to $5. Okay, so there's one thing right there, and we're going to add on another $5. Okay, and the reason we're doing this is because if you don't know how to format your Kindle book, then you're going to need it formatted too. I think there's some software to do it these days and a way to upload it, but traditionally speaking, this is going to cost you $10. Okay, that's just for your Kindle book, your ebook. Okay, so now your paperback book is going to be your Create Space cover. Yes, they do require different covers. This is also going to be $5 for the cover, because it needs to be in a PDF format. Okay, and then the second version, or not the second version, the second thing is going to be formatting your Create Space book. Why? Because your Create Space book has pages in it, and the table of contents is going to be a little different. It's not going to be a clickable one. You can actually need pages that direct them to the whole thing, and it involves section breaks and blah blah blah. You do it on Word if you want. You can learn it, take the time, but of course that's not what we're about. At least not once you become good. You don't want to be spending your time doing that. You want to spend your time doing keyword research, niche research, and you know, planning out your niche market domination strategy. Okay, so we got those two things. What's the next thing? This is optional. Okay, so I'm going to say editing is optional, because sometimes you're going to get your book back and it's not going to be, you know, the grammar's not going to be right, and the structure's not going to be right, the sentence stuff, and you can pay somebody on Fiverr, on Upwork to correct it real quick. This is optional. I like doing this. I used to edit this myself using Grammarly and Word review document stuff, the default editor. So this is going to cost you, for me at least, it costs roughly $35 and up. Okay, plus per book. And that usually takes about 5 to 11 days. So it depends on what gig on Fiverr you use, or if you do Upwork, it's going to cost you more. So be aware of that. Okay, I think that's pretty much it for the publishing process. Okay, so now you've uploaded your book, and you have your plan for your Kindle niche. Okay, so now let's say you have your niche. There's 4 books in there. Okay, so let me see here. Since this is optional, we're going to not take this into account, but we're taking this into account. Okay, so that's $200 for one book. Is roughly $200. So if you had that niche, one niche with 4 books is approximately going to give you is approximately going to be $800. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to show you is how much the review process is going to cost, and there's different options for that. So let's get into that right now. Alright, so for your reviews, there's 3 ways of getting reviews. The first way we're going to talk about is the review gathering method, or review swapping method, or whatever you want to call it. Now this video, by the way, isn't to say that I'm for any of these methods. I'm just giving you the options that are out there. I'm not talking about morality or the morality of doing any of these, because in my opinion, each one of these methods are soliciting, you're soliciting to your customer, you're bribing them to get a review in some way, shape, or form. So review swaps, okay? That's the first way. Let's say your book, your keyword, in the first results of the page, there's the average reviews are 40. So you need to get 40, you need to get a virtual assistant, pay them to get 40 reviews. How much is that going to cost you? Okay, on the low end, that's going to cost you $60. Okay, and of course, I'm not going to go into how to do this. Okay, so $60 is about 40 reviews. Although this might go up, and it has gone up actually. There's few VAs that will actually do it for that price now. Okay, so that's one way. Okay, let's do number 2. And of course, this is going to go up the more reviews you need. And this does contain paid and free reviews, okay? So take that into account there. If you need a course to teach you this, I recommend Self-Publishing Revolution. But that's for that, okay? Self-Publishing Revolution, by the way, is the course that I use, and the course that I've been using for the last 6+ months now, okay? So Self-Publishing Revolution also teaches the second method, which is, how do I want to call this? Email list building, okay? So email list reviews. So what happens here, all you're doing is, you're basically building a list, okay? So you're putting a link inside of your book. I don't know if you guys have ever seen inside of a Kindle book where it says, after the title or after the cover, before the table of contents, somewhere around that area, you're gonna see an ethical bribe, like, hey, get this free ebook, click here. Okay, you click there, that takes you outside of the Amazon store or whatever, and that's gonna lead you to a squeeze page. Okay, to get that the bribe, you're gonna have to enter in your email address, and then guess what? That person, that publisher, starts building more and more followers, or more people, adding more people to their list. Okay, so that's one way to do it. Over time, that list grows, and every time that publisher launches a new book, they're able to get more reviews from their list. Of course, not everyone on the list is going to comply and say, okay, yeah, sure, I'm going to give you a review. It's a little bit slower of a method, okay? So this one's faster. This one's more traditional. If you don't believe me, Amazon FBA users, they do reviews. I think some things have changed, but they used to do it, and they found another way to do it. I forgot how, but this is another way to do it. How much is this going to cost you, though? Let's get back on track here. That's going to cost you, depending on what type of autoresponder service you use, like AWeber. Okay, so that's a very popular choice. AWeber is going to cost you $19 a month. Okay, so there's different costs to each one of these methods. Okay, $19 a month for 500 people. Okay, that's one part of the equation. Okay, the other part is, that's A. You need a squeeze page builder now. Now, people at this point usually go with Leadpages. Okay, Leadpages. Leadpages cost $25 a month, last time I checked. And that's for the minimum package. I think that's called the standard package. Which, by the way, my opinion on Leadpages, I think it's absurd for people to use it, especially as a Kindle publisher starting out. $25 a month is not necessary in my opinion. I'd rather go with another type of page builder, like landing page monkey. That's what I use. I have a video on it. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. But that's going to cost you, okay? So take that, and I'll give you a third method. Oh, by the way, there's another autoresponder called Mailchimp. Okay, that's free. You don't have to pay $19 a month. But the thing is, the negative thing is you can't really promote affiliate products. What you can do is send your Amazon link to them though for Amazon free promotions. When your book is on free promo, you can ask your people on the list for a review. Okay, still soliciting, by the way. Okay, number 3 is, I don't encourage this method at all. I would pick one of these two. Is, what is it? What did I call it here? Contacting well-known reviewers. So Amazon reviewers, people that are known. I guess they have some type of system that Amazon ranks their people who leave reviews. So you can contact them and say, hey, I have this free book. Will you leave me a review? How many of those people will actually review your book? Pretty dang low. Okay, so that, to me, this is just a waste of time. I know it's taught in some courses. I don't do it. I know some other YouTubers recommend doing this. If you have to compete with a book that's 40 reviews, good luck to you using this method. This method takes a little bit slower, but it's better for the long term. Okay, so I recommend doing a combination of these two. If you're scared about doing reviews, then definitely go with number 2. Do a combination. It's really up to you. Alright, so that about wraps up this video. I wanted to shoot this real quick. Let me recap here. Alright, so I gave you some free options here. So remember, Mailchimp, and you can use Landing Page Monkey instead. It'll host your squeeze pages, okay? It'll host your squeeze pages just like Leadpages, and you only have to pay for it a one-time thing. I recommend Landing Pages over Leadpages, at least as a beginner. Once you branch out into traditional internet marketing, then you can get Leadpages. I recommend Leadpages then, but not now. That's just my opinion, guys. Go ahead and use Leadpages if you want. It's a pretty cool tool. Let me get back on track here. The total startup cost, okay, is going to cost you, we said $800 for 4 books, okay, in a related niche. So $800, and then really, this is where you come in. What's your cost going to be for your review gathering system? And reviews are important because you need your book on the listing. It needs some type of social proof to show that people actually buy it, because people like social proof, not just in real life. They like it in on the internet. Okay, so when they see products, they go and look at the reviews. They don't necessarily need to see the reviews or read the reviews. They just need to see that there are some there and that people actually buy it. So I don't know if you guys can see this, but okay, $800. Fill in this with your email, review method. Okay, so this is your review method, and this is your figure, of course. So you have a little homework assignment to do if you want that. And just in case you don't want to do 4 books, 1 book with roughly 12K words is going to cost you $200. Okay, and that depends on whether you use a person from Upwork or an e-writing service, ghostwriting service type of thing. But anyways, if you liked this video, give it a like. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll try my best to answer them. And if you like this content, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do make more Kindle publishing videos each and every week. Do it now, because one day I'm not going to be doing Kindle publishing as much anymore. I'm going to be going into affiliate marketing and other business models. And if you guys want to come along with me on this journey, then definitely subscribe. Okay, so with that being said, this is John from freedomboundbusiness.com. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.